I woke up this morning with a weird feeling in my stomach, and I wasn't exactly sure what was going on until I realized that there was a brand new JW broadcasting episode, baby! And as we know, nothing gets me more bricked up than watching the JW broadcasting. What the heck is going on with you?
You're going to say that you get bricked up from watching?
Yeah, I did say it. What's it to you?
Like, that's the dumbest intro I've ever heard. Like,
listen, I don't really script these things. I turn the camera on, I say something silly, and we start the video. Why has it got to be such a big deal?
Because you're saying you get a penile erection from Jehovah's Witness propaganda. Like, don't you think that's concerning? Like, what?
I mean, I don't mean it like literally. Like, why are you over here riding me in the first place? You are just a manifestation of my own insecurity. I'm in control of you. So Stellantis or whatever.
That's a car brand. What are you even talking about? You don't even know magic words.
I don't know. Just go away so we can start the video. All right, let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back. That microphone is like so far away. I was like leaning into it. Now even like the whole timing and everything is all ruined now. I'll try it again. Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally, and today we are taking a look at the November JW broadcasting episode. Quickly before we get into it, don't forget to drop a like on the video. I know I say it every time, but honestly, well and truly, it's like the easiest, freest, quickest way to help support the channel and what I'm trying to accomplish here. I also have a goal of hitting 45,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you could just check and make sure you're subscribed, I would very much appreciate that as well. With all of that being said, let us hear about Jeffrey Jackson and his hypotheses about some tummy issues.
Have you ever been so busy or engrossed in a project that you suddenly experience an intense feeling in your stomach? What is it? Yes, it's probably hunger. Your body is telling you that it's time to eat. That's a normal feeling, one that we all are familiar with. Hunger alerts us to the need to eat. Without it, we could perhaps neglect our physical need for food, which could lead to serious problems. Unfortunately, today, hundreds of millions of people can't satisfy their hunger properly because of a lack of food or resources. For them, hunger is a constant problem.
So Jeffrey Jackson, he's got food and hunger on the mind. I wonder why this could be. Could it be because, as we found out from a recent Watchtower video where they were very proud to announce that they were no longer going to be doing any type of relief to some poor brothers and sisters? Instead, they gave them the sage wisdom of planting a garden, and by their own admission, Jehovah's Witnesses didn't take that very well. In case you missed that video, let me just play this little snippet because truly, this blew my brain out my butt.
Economic uncertainty is still a challenge in Venezuela. Yet, as of July 2024, relief efforts have been discontinued and the local brothers are again able to care for their basic needs. How is this possible? Well, many have responded to encouragement from the branch office for publishers to plant small gardens to help feed and support their families financially. At the beginning, there was some hesitancy regarding these initiatives.
So maybe Jeffrey Jackson has this food on the mind because he's so tired of hearing people complain about why they can't eat food. As if that's his job. I mean, sure, they have a international charity that gets subsidies from governments and remains tax-free. But let's not get bogged down with any of those tiny little details or anything. He's tired of hearing about people begging for food, and so he has the solution to feed their mouths so they can chew on something so they stop yapping. and that's to talk about spiritual food. Yes, that is the answer that he has come up with all of the economic problems and every horrible thing that's going on in the world right now. He is going to step back and give one of the most generic, boring, uninteresting, repetitive, banal adjective talk. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I've heard one that it was this generic on JW Broadcasting, but I did really think it was funny that he went and talked about this food, because that clip from that video, I still can't get my head around it. Them having the audacity to tell people, oh no, sorry, we're not spending any more money on relief work, but if you want to eat something, why don't you go and plant a garden? That is some crazy stuff that we got. Anyway, let's go into this and at least extract a few interesting points from this otherwise boring talk.
Appreciating the importance of satisfying our spiritual need helps us understand why many today who have their basic physical needs met and much more feel as if they're dying of thirst while floating at sea. They're surrounded by water, but it is of no use to them. Something seems missing in their lives. They inwardly crave something to make their lives worthwhile and meaningful. Some spend their whole lives trying to find what's missing, but to no avail.
All right, Jeffsky, I got a bone to pick with you because I reckon you are sticking them little sausage fingers where they don't belong. What I'm going to talk about here is in a healthy mind. We're not talking about mental illness and about the depression and things like that. But having this need, this desire for more, or that feeling that something is missing, is actually a good thing. It has propelled our species forward. It drives innovation. It drives technology. It drives self-improvement, improving your lot in life to the best of your ability. This is a net good thing. It can be a little scary, when that first wave of it hits you, when you're like late teens, early 20s, and you realize for the first time that your parents had absolutely no idea what they were doing. They were just making it up as they go along, and then you start adulting, and then bada bing, bada boom, you realize you are making it up as you go along, and it's kind of scary. You get this imposter syndrome almost, like, well, I'm supposed to do all these things, and where do I go? And this can be a good thing because it keeps you moving forward, going forward into the future, and not bogged down by your past incessantly. Now, obviously, in some cases, that this can be a negative thing, right? When you just feel lost and confused. But even then, at least you'll know that maybe something up here in the old brain ticker is a little bit wonky, and you can find help. You can seek professional help to maybe correct or fix those things. So the problem with what he's saying is he's using language that will be very familiar to everyone that has experienced this, where you, even if things are going well for you, you might just look around and be like, yeah, but I feel like something's missing. And then he's going to try and capitalize on that. And that is the trick that cults play on your mind. They try and insert themselves right where they shouldn't be. When you are trying to think, okay, I feel like something is missing. I feel like I need more. The last thing that you need in that, perhaps that moment of weakness where you're a little unsure of yourself, your self-confidence is low, someone like Jeffster here, well, I haven't said Jeffster, shout out to Chuck, I haven't watched that show in forever, but Jeffster over here is going to try and tell you exactly what it is that you're missing. And people are susceptible to this. A lot of people are susceptible to this. And it's a very important thing to remember that having, especially for people that have left, if you're watching this and you have left the organization, establishing that self-confidence in order to trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your choices, be able to have the mental tools to evaluate your situation, kind of sort of make goals, figure out the general direction that you want to point that arrow and let go and see what happens. Having that confidence is so important because the worst thing you can do upon leaving this organization is to get stuck. And the reason I think people get stuck is because they are brainwashed with this crap. This crap of, oh, you're so lost. Oh, you're so unimportant. Oh, you just need to be humble. You don't need to understand. Don't ask them questions that we can't answer. Don't worry about any of that. That mindset, even if you leave the organization, might follow you and keep you stuck. So just a little PSA from Uncle Wally here. Have I officially reached Unk status? I think I am officially like Unk status now. I'm almost 36 years old. Anyway, what made me think of this whole little diatribe here was an email that someone sent me, and I won't use their name. We'll just call him Jay from Sweden. If you're watching this, maybe you're watching this, maybe you're not, but he was just giving me a little bit of more information about what was going on there with Sweden and the whole legal problems that Watchtower is facing there. And something in that email really irked me, really pissed me off. So Jay, I'm talking to you. In there, they told their story and just a little background information and said, this is unimportant, so please ignore. That really makes me angry because I was reading this email and I thought to myself, wow, this person is perceptive. This person is nuanced. This person is open-minded without letting their brains fall out. This is the type of person the world needs. Open-minded people that will test and explore. Wow, what a wombo combo. And then I read in big, and I mean massive, big, bold letters. This is unimportant. Brother, sister, this is your story. You are important. Don't ever say that. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a mind reader. And if you think the thought that I am unimportant ever again, I swear I will fly to Sweden and kick your ass. Anyway, with all that out of the way, please just remember, have a little self-confidence and you won't get roped into someone that is going to take advantage of you by giving you the real truth, the real answer, because they're probably just trying to scam you.
This may mean that we need to expand our choices of spiritual food. Perhaps we find some parts of the Bible not as appealing as others, parts containing history and prophecy. Why not challenge yourself to taste and test out those parts of God's Word as well? Those sections of the Bible are put there for us too. You might find that if you put in just a little extra effort to study or feast on these more difficult parts of the Bible, you'll come across some super delicious delicacies that will enhance your longing for spiritual food.
Oh boy. Well, first off, I gotta say how funny it is that they're pointing or using this B-roll shot, I'll play it again, of the generation teaching and trying to look at that, because that teaching is looking pretty weird at the minute. It's kind of hanging by a thread, and they need to update it pretty soon. But I just think it's funny, like one of their more watery teachings that has vacillated and changed, and depending on where you or when you have been a Jehovah's Witness, the definitions of those things have been completely different. So I just thought that was pretty funny. But the whole concept and idea of things that are hard to understand in the Bible, these deep things of God, there's a culture within the Jehovah's Witnesses. If you've never been a witness, I can explain it, where there's like these teachings that are hard to grasp, and they're always talked about. Oh, these deep things of God, they're hard to understand. When you talk about them in a Watchtower study, no one raises their hand because no one wants to be wrong. And at the base of that is a teaching or a doctrine that's just confusing. It's not deep. It's not difficult to understand, or it's difficult to understand because it's confusing. And the one that should be feeling like bad or ashamed about this is the person making the confusing teaching, the one that is putting that into the doctrine, not the person that is finding it difficult to understand. So what the leadership tries to do is say, oh, it's on you. You just need to pray about it. You need to meditate on it. You need to look at it more. But it doesn't make any sense, and that's why it's hard to grasp. So this whole nonsense, this arrogant way that he talks to people saying, oh, well, you could just put in a little bit more effort. And we know you out there in Jehovah's Witness land, you guys don't like doing that deep research because it's hard to understand. No, it's hard to understand because it doesn't make sense. The problem's not with the people, it's with you. And one of the most fascinating things that happened when I left the Jehovah's Witnesses was I could actually do biblical research and study that was grounded in some semblance of reason and reality, like actual research. And you know what I found immediately? The whole thing was actually pretty easy to get. It wasn't like I needed this galaxy brain to be able to get my mind around things. And it became so clear that the Jehovah's Witnesses were the ones that are muddying the message of the Bible and getting everyone all confused with their constant prophecy making and rule making out of nowhere and applying scriptures that seemingly don't have anything to do with each other, but saying that it's one synergistic prophecy. It's a mess. And when you step outside of that world, you realize, oh, it's actually not all that messy. I mean, there's a lot of disagreement, but it's not like hard or confusing. It's just different points of view. So this whole thing that he's saying here about, being confused and not wanting or trying to do that deeper research. The problem is with you, Jeffy. It's with you giving people nonsensical teachings like one generation can mean two generations, one generation therefore could be like 200 years long. Like, get a grip. Anyway, that's about all I had to say about this talk specifically. So let's move on with the rest of the broadcast and hear some updates about what's going on in the UK Bethel.
This dedication program was so exciting, so encouraging. We saw people from all around the world. Many of us haven't seen some of our friends for years, but to see them here together to dedicate this beautiful branch to Jehovah has been a real privilege for all of us.
All of the association and the fun activities have reminded us of what Jehovah has accomplished here. We have been witnesses to an amazing transformation.
Because the land was restored, as it were, the wildlife returned to the site. We see the deers, we see badgers, we see ducks, we see hares, and it was beautiful because it gave us a glimpse into what the paradise would be like.
Now there's a sales pitch I hadn't actually thought about before. It's actually kind of interesting, isn't it? Well, we're basically making the paradise now. Look, Jehovah's clearly blessing this. The animals are even coming back. We got badgers and ducks now back here at Bethel. The asbestos is gone. It's almost like we're moving Jehovah's timetable up. Hold on, I might actually be cooking here. Hold on, everybody. Hold on, I might be cooking on. Hold your dang horses. What if this is like some type of? Wait, what if this is like some type of doctrinal change that's gonna happen like years down the road that they're planning for now, where Paradise Earth is actually now? Like, yeah, Armageddon and everything. I mean, that was, just call it whatever president you hate. Their presidency or something or another, That was the Armageddon and the world fell apart. And look, I mean, everyone doesn't trust religion. Look at the numbers about religion. That's basically God getting rid of false religion. And we're building the paradise now. We're accelerating the program forward. So all of the prophecies in the Bible that we've talked about the paradise, they're here now. It's just not like living forever. That would be kind of crazy, wouldn't it, if they were trying to pitch this idea? It helps explain their real estate portfolio. Like, if that is the vision and people are starting to wonder, why are you guys like trying to gobble up with so much greed as much land as you possibly can? Well, what if it's because they want to become like transform the world into these little pockets of paradise? Hey, come down for your paradise pocket. I don't know. Maybe it's getting a little too late at night. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy, but that kind of amuses me. The idea that they're thinking of these building projects as bringing about a mini version or a light version, a beta version of Paradise Now. It's not a bad sales pitch. As far as Watchtower sales pitches go, that one actually pretty solid.
Do you desire to dedicate this branch office, and will add the attached Kingdom Hall property, to Jehovah God to be used exclusively for his praise and glory, and to promote his pure worship in your branch territory?
An event like this, a dedication program, is kind of like a wedding. You know, it's not the end of something, it's the beginning of something. We look at what's already been accomplished over this time. What's next? And what's going to be accomplished in the next 5 and 10 years? Whatever Jehovah allows, it'll be exciting to see.
This is one of the more amusing things about Watchtower that I don't really talk about too much, but, we're here now. So when they dedicate a building, they, as you heard in his little speech, do you dedicate this building? Because at the end of the day, their hands, their sweat, their ass grease was the thing that, built the whole property. And so he's asking, do you guys want to dedicate this for pure worship? And everyone claps, yeah, woohoo! And they do a very similar thing whenever they build a kingdom hall. But what will Watchtower do? That has many, many documented examples. They will sell off that dedicated for pure worship kingdom hall, and that thing will become a church, an Applebee's, I don't know, a freaking rec center, who knows? I just think it's fascinating how they can all put so much time and effort and energy, and it's years and years that they're working on these big, massive projects. They see it right in front of them. Hundreds of millions of dollars go into these. And then they dedicate it and they think, woo, yeah, it's going to be used for pure worship. But if Watchtower wants to, they can say, you know what we really need to do? We need to build that Bethel over there. Or that Kingdom Hall over there. So I don't know if there's any, I'd have to really do some biblical research, but I don't know if anything dedicated to God in the Bible was ever, flipped for some gold coins, some shekels. And, the sons of Baal were able to use that thing that was formerly dedicated to Yahweh. So any Bible people out there, if you want to give me the answer, let me know. But I just thought that was really funny. All right, I've realized that I've gotten a little bit ranty on this video. Sorry, not sorry. So, yeah, I'm going to save the story times, the anecdotes, and all of that for a separate video. Maybe I'll work on that one tomorrow. But to conclude this one, I wanted to watch a music video. Now, I haven't seen it yet because I wanted to try a little experiment. So I'm going to shrink myself down into this little box in the corner, and we are going to enjoy this piece of art together. It's like an activity, that you don't want to just do by yourself all the time because it gets kind of lame and embarrassing. You'd like other people to participate. Well, guess what? You don't have to be embarrassed anymore. I am here. Okay, I'm going to stop with this whole joke. Let me grab my headphones and let's do the thing. All right, let's see what we're cooking.
It's hard at first to express what's deep within.
Okay, you see the ballet shoes? This is like an actual musical set.
Oh, Jehovah, I will never stop.
Okay, hold on. We gotta pause it there. So I am coming out with a hot prediction here. This woman is absolutely 100,000%. She has a background in theater or something. Absolutely. And they're just utilizing her talents for their own propaganda purposes. This is pretty cool, though. Not gonna lie, I don't know if we've ever seen one of these before where it's like an actual Broadway play. So I guess these people will become animated eventually. We'll see. Anyway, I could be completely full of crap here.
Making the time to linger on in prayer.
Did they paint that whole thing, or is that a video?
I won't bottle up all of these things I really
The smoke machine in the fountain is pretty cool.
I'll pour out my heart like water to you, my heavenly Father. I'll pour out my heart like water so that our bond will grow strong.
Okay, this is like actually a good Watchtower music video. Wait, what the heck?
I can leave it all behind. grant me
I hate that I'm
peace
enjoying this.
beyond compare. You're the hearer of prayer. I am in awe of the love you show to me.
Oh, those are those massive video screens because they're like in their studio. It's actually kind of intriguing what they can do with those things because you can like hang the lights from them. I don't know. It's kind of neat. I hate that I'm enjoying this, by the way, but what can you say? Maybe I'm a theater kid at heart.
To think that you listen and care every time I speak. So Jehovah, I will never stop praying to you. This will always be my
Let this woman dance.
lifeline.
We know she wants to.
If I start to slip, I'll call to you.
We need her to do more
and you'll
acting in
help
shows
me
and little
at
dramas and
the
stuff.
right time. Ooh, I'll pour out my heart like water to you, my heavenly Father. I'll pour out my heart like water. So
No,
that
don't go.
our bond will
No!
grow
Her parents
stronger.
died, and so she goes and becomes a missionary?
That
was the wrong idea.
Because it's safe in your hands. You grant me peace beyond compare. You're the hearer of prayer, and there is no wall, no
This is one of like the most
there's
interesting,
nothing
like
that stops you from
they actually put
listening
some effort and work into
to
this.
your loyal ones who follow your sign.
Is this the best Watchtower music production ever? It might be.
Peace beyond compare. I'll pour out my heart like water to you, my heavenly Father. I'll pour
Oh, she's
out
praying
my
for the people
heart
behind
like
bars in prison.
water,
That's kind of
so that
cute.
our bond
It's cool how they did that.
will grow stronger. When I say what's on my mind,
Hello.
I can leave it all behind because it's safe in your hands. You grant me peace beyond compare.
What do you want to bet she was the one that directed this? And it's like this is the first one that had like an artistic woman that was directing it, and it's actually a banger, and all the others were by stuffy old white men and they suck. I don't know. Wow, this is annoyingly good. This has defeated the entire purpose of watching it this way. I was supposed to be making fun of it. I've just been complimenting it.
You're the hearer of prayer.
Well, that's pretty annoying. That one was actually kind of fire. That one was pretty good. Don't have a lot to say other than like, bravo. Do more of that. If I'm gonna sit here and watch these of my own volition anyway, I would at least rather be entertained, and that was very entertaining. The music wasn't even bad. So, what a way to end this video with an actual good music video that didn't make like your soul hurt or crush. I mean, maybe some of the words I wasn't paying enough attention, perhaps. Who knows? Anyway, that was something new. Let me know. Comment down below. Let me know if you like that version of watching the music videos, or I should just slice and dice a couple little clips and snippets like I normally do. Anyway, with all of that being said, we'll pick up the broadcasting, like I said, tomorrow, and hear what they have to say about their little stories. There's always some in there, so I'll go and seek those out, and we'll see about them. Anyway, I am going to eat some dinner and probably go to sleep pretty soon. So with all of that being said, stay safe, be kind, and don't forget to spend more time loving the things you love than hating the things you hate. Now go out there and have a good-ass day. I actually did glutes today, so I am having a good-ass day. All right, peace.